Hey, thanks for stopping by today. Congratulations on getting the job at the hospital. I hear that was a lot of work, so good job on that. So I heard they want you to make a video for them, and you need some lower thirds. So let's jump right into it. You need something that has like a EKG or a heartbeat. You know more about that than I do, so you can correct me now if you want, or not. You know that's fine too. But so you're wanting something kind of like a heartbeat, kind of like this. So let's well, I don't know how that got in there. Maybe you work at a veterinary office. You never told me. We don't really talk that much. So I just kind of took a stab at well, that was a bad pun there. I just took a guess at what you do. So I know it's at a hospital. Maybe it's an animal hospital. But that aside, you need to get these lower thirds, and you want this cool little heart-looking thingy here. And so that is what I'm here to do today. All right. So what we're going to do is it's actually a fairly simple effect. It's just three different layers here, all kind of stacked on top of each other, and we're going to get into this. Okay. So what we're first going to do, this is actually a Photoshop file, is how I created the text here. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a new composition because I have a file, and I'm going to call this Wandering Sloth because that's my buddy. Before we do that though, I forgot to check the comp settings on this with the darks barking out there. 2840 by 1080. I will tell you why we do this here in just a second. There we go. Okay, so what I'm doing here, as I'm getting some dogs in the background, is oh, I changed it to ray trace on accident. My bad. What we're doing here is we are just stretching it out so that I have more real estate to work with in the actual composition in Premiere Pro when we get there in a minute. So the neighbor must be coming over to give me my mail. That may be why he's barking, or the mailman. I call him the neighbor sometimes. So anyways, let's dive right into Photoshop here. What we're going to do here, obviously you can go into this and change this to whatever you want to whatever you want, and After Effects will change it. But let's just jump into here, and I'm going to show you how to create a new text because I did not know about a lot of these effects before, and they really help your projects come to life here. So okay, so here's what we have. Where did that tool go? There we go. Alright, so I just like, my easy way to center things is just do like that, not trying to drag it around and use those crazy centering tools. So you just hit done. But what I do here is you double click on there, go into layer styles, and gradient overlay is what you want. Make sure it's checked to normal. I did this earlier and it was actually stuck on lighten or something, and so none of this was working. So you just go to normal. Okay, you're gonna click on the gradient, not that arrow. It's gonna give you these presets if you click on the arrow. See, you don't want to do that. I use presets, but you know, I don't talk about that. So what we do here, we're just applying a gradient. One end is lighter than the other. I don't do different colors necessarily within the same gradient. It's usually the same light or darker of each color. When I go white and gray, I don't necessarily go full white. I go just a little below white, okay? And you just double click on this and drag it up, you know, just like so, just something to make it look nice. Okay, I think I can delete that. No, I can't delete that, but that's A-okay. Alright, A. All my Canadians, A. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we have a nice gradient overlay. We're getting rid of this ugly blue, which actually I like blue, so that's kind of good. But not in this case. And we're going to do an inner glow, okay? And these are kind of set up for default for me. This has a gradient on it applied as well. So on the inside it's actually going to be a little bit more black, like so. And on the outside it's actually going to be transparent. And I don't quite know how it did that, but that's what I'm going on there. So we'll leave that like so. All right. So we have a gradient there, and I just want to adjust the opacity here of the inner gradient. I say the inner gradient, the inner glow, the gradient that's applied on the inner glow on the text. So if that's not too crazy, I don't know what is. So we're just adjusting, and these are all of this stuff. I'm not going to give any numbers. You can stop the video right now and write these down if you really want to, but it's just going to make your life harder if you try and do it by number. You know, you don't paint by number outside of the thing you buy in the store. So we're just going to do all this as we want to. We're going to do outer glow in a minute. We're going to do drop shadow. Pretty simple here. Just make sure it's pointed this way. You know, I try not make this too complicated. And then our outer glow is just a nice white. This will really come into effect, or come more into effect when there's a background on it. So what I've done, actually, I did not do that. This was in the old file. So in the old file, I had this kind of the background that was originally in the document, in the video document. So we'll just do that there. So you can see, you know, there's the outer glow. That's what that's doing. And I kind of like it without it, actually. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. So we'll leave that off for now. And, you know, I don't know. I do this once and it worked great. The second time it's like, no. So that's what I should have started with, was with the background, so you can see all the effects as they come into play here. So I guess I could have done it that way. And then there we go. So you can see this is how I created the text and how it looks nice, in my opinion. I had the hardest time, or the longest time, I had a hard time trying to make text look nice and professional. And I think that this is one of the ways that this is one of the ways that I achieve that, is using gradients and these layer effects. Photoshop, obviously, I think Illustrator you can do that too, but I was already in Photoshop, so you know, lucky you. So we go up to here, File, Save As, Wandering Sloth, okay, 2, because apparently there's already a 1. So we'll just leave him alone right now. Alright, and so we're going to hop back to After Effects, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up this background, if I can find it. I think it's here. Yeah, we're going to drop this down here, and since it's a lower third, I don't really care too much about the aspect ratio. I repeat myself there. I just want this to work, okay? It's going to be small in the corner. I got that on full. Let me save this while I'm thinking about it, so I don't crash the machine. Crash the machine. That sounds like an indie band's debut album. You know, crash the machine, man. Let's do it. Is this not wanting to play? It was doing this earlier. Man, I don't know what this is. All right, I'm gonna try and keep going here, and then we'll see what happens next. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna open this up, and then we're gonna import Wandering Sloth 2, because that's where we are. And just make sure this is composition editable layer styles. Gives us the most access to all the files. There's not a whole lot here to work with, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart AE here, so I'll probably be right back in just a second. But before we get there, I just want to get a few things done. If you have, like in one of the shows I was working on, I had to do a lot of these, and so the text would change. Very frequently for each different interview. So all I did was, you can change the text here, but then in all your other compositions, I use link compositions all the time, in all your other compositions, the text won't be right. So what you want to do here, I just go right here, right, Save As, and we're going to go Happy Moose. I think that's, or Mouse. We'll go Mouse, because frankly, I'm blanking on how to spell the word moose. So you guys get to deal with that. So Happy Mouse, or Moose, if you want to pronounce it that way, or isn't that it? I don't know, the hair thing. I don't use that enough apparently, or really ever, to be honest. So since I already did Save As and just change the name, I can just save. Okay. So we have Happy Mouse. I'm gonna say Moose, and you guys are just gonna have to know what I mean. So we have. I'm gonna import our Happy Mouse in here. And we have all of our fun stuff applied to Wandering Sloth, but, well, now it's Happy Moose's turn. So what we're going to do is we just select them like I did here. Select Happy Mouse and Wandering Moose. Hold down your Alt key. You see that? Yeah, I know you can't see it, but just pretend you can. Actually, don't do that. Unselect that. And you're just going to drag it. Nope, I was right the first time. You're going to drag it right over Wandering Sloth, okay? And boom. All of your animation, I know we haven't done any, all of your animation and stuff is going to apply to that as well. So we're going to deal with Happy Mouse in just a minute, but we're doing Wandering Sloth right now. So I'm going to turn this layer off and do a File, Save. Okay, and yeah, I don't know, I really don't know why it's doing this. I just installed a new graphics card. That might be part of the issue, although it really shouldn't be, in my opinion. So, because as you can see, everything is working here. So I'm just going to open this up one more time and try this again. Alright, I'm going to be right back, and we are going to fix this. Okay, and we're back. The dog is back barking again, so I think either the mailman came back or he brought friends. I don't know. So there's my cool little background. I just got this offline. It's free. I don't remember where I got it. Sorry, do Google search. You'll find it or something similar. Um, as far as I can tell, no attribution required, and everyone's hunky-dory and happy. If that's wrong, please let me know, and I will rectify the situation, and then we'll be happy. So, anyways, what we're going to do here, we're going to leave Wandering Sloth alone, and we're going to open up this thing right here, and go to New Mask, okay? This is how I did this last time, and hold down Shift, and you just drag down like that, okay? Hold down Shift and drag down. Now, I know you could mess with the comp sizes and yada yada yada. That'd probably be the better way to do it, but you don't get the fun of me trying to select the image this way. Alright, so what we can do here actually is adjust the mask feather. Okay, so it gives us that nice edge, and we just to counteract that, because goodness, I have the hardest time selecting the edges of masks. I don't know why, I just do. So what that does is that gives me this nice faded edge all the way around here, except for here where it's going to be coming on the left edge. Okay, perfect, everyone's happy. And then all we need to do is go back to hue and saturation, and I wanted this black and white so it won't be so distracting. So we'll do like that, and what else did I do here? I did something else. No, it's Crazy Panda. We want to do background, effects, a fast blur, and brightness and contrast, just because that particular video back there is getting a little bit pixelated, and I didn't want that, even though it's just on the background. You know, I figure why worry about it? So not quite that much, just a smidge. Just a smidge. So we go like that, not 52, not 2, not 3, just 2. And then we go, honestly, I don't know why I did this. Why did I do this today? I don't know. I just wanted to. No, I'm talking about brightness contrast. I'm trying to remember the reasoning of me doing this, and I think it was just, oh, it's too bright. That's what it was. So I just lowered it to, you know, we'll go with this. -77, huh? I'm not following the numbers. I'm doing it as I want to, so take that. That's all right. Okay, so the background's good. Now I'm going to show you a cool little effect to get, a cool little way to get this little flickering effect. I think I did it on here. Yeah, I did. You see how it kind of flickers right there? What we're going to do, we're going to go back over to Wandering Sloth, and we're going to hit the, we're going to go to Transform and Opacity. We're going to delve into the wonderful world of expressions, to borrow the expression. I was going to think of something clever and forgot what we were doing, so I'm glad I remembered. Alt-click on the stopwatch, and you get a little text box so you can send the developers at Adobe a nice little message that way, and they'll all be happy. No, I'm just kidding. This is where you update your Twitter. So you're going to type in wiggle, open bracket, 54/28 close bracket. Okay, what this is going to do, this is kind of extreme, but it's going to actually, that kind of looked a lot more organic than I thought it would. You can see the flickering there, and that just flickers the opacity. Okay, just flickers it throughout the entire duration, and that actually looks kind of nice. So I'm gonna go with that for this one, just for you guys, okay? Because it actually worked out. Now we're gonna do Wandering Sloth. I did Crazy Panda earlier, and that take didn't come out real well, so you guys are stuck with Wandering Sloth, okay? So yeah, so what we need to work on now is making sure our layers are actually visible before I show them to you guys, and is this getting the I'm gonna get rid of our little deep green solid. This is all that the text entering is basically just another mask, okay? So we're going to take Wandering Sloth, twirl that open again, and because I forgot, we're going to create a new mask, okay? Problem solved. Well, first off, we need to transform. That was my sad rendition of the Transformers, which they're okay. I really thought they would be pretty cool, and they were, but there's just blah. You know, I don't know. You can hate me in the comments if you want. My life will go on. Hopefully yours will too. and you won't get stuck on this for the rest of your life. So what we're going to do here is create suspense. We're going to zoom in because we're at 1 second. And what we're going to do is we're just going to animate that mask. Okay, so we want this out around, I don't know, we'll say 20 frames. Okay, so we'll go to mask path and then back here. And then once you figure out how to manipulate the mask, just drag it right back like so. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now what we've effectively done is like that. It's like the slide effect in Premiere. Kind of cool, kind of lame, but it works. Gets the job done. Alright, so I'm going to just keep finagling this here. And I didn't worry about making it easy ease or going into the graph editor and making, you know, I mean, it looks impressive. You know, hey guys, look, I can work in a graph editor. But whatever, life goes on. Alright, so we've got this done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create the pulse effect. So we're going to copy and paste it, and we're done. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually going to show you guys how to make this. This is actually, again, another mask with an effect applied around the perimeter of that mask. Now, if you have to go back to math class to remember what perimeter is, I'll give you a refresher. It's just the area around. Hopefully I'm right, and I don't get someone telling me I'm wrong, because that would hurt my feelings. So what we're going to do, we're going to do layer, new, solid, okay, and if you're still understanding me, perfect. We're going to go orange, because I like orange. It's a good color. It's a good fruit too, and it's a good, I guess that's all. It's a good word that nothing else rhymes with. I'll take that. Now what else we're going to do is scale this up beyond belief, okay, and there we go. I was waiting for it to change, and I forgot. Oh, it's beyond the borders of the comp, so whatever. Alright, so what we need to do now is create another mask, because basically what we're going to do, we're going to use what's called the Vegas effect. Dun dun dun. We're going to use the Vegas effect, we're going to toss this on here and create a mask, and it's going to create blinking lights, that go along the edge of the shape that we're going to create. Well, we're going to kind of break it and not use it for the method I think it was intended for. So what we're gonna do is here I'll just show you. Okay, I'll go File, Mask, New Mask. Well, see, this is the thing. I have the hardest time. At least maybe I make it hard on myself. I don't know. See, I have such a hard time trying to move these crazy masks. There we go. See, that's what I want to do. And this is the mask. This is like the bounding box area in InDesign, which drove me nuts when I first found it, because I was like, why are you not moving the image? You're just moving the bounding box for the image. But it actually ends up being pretty handy. So we're gonna toss the Vegas effect on there. And one thing you want to make sure you do, we're gonna adjust this later, so don't think I've gone all modern on you guys. It's a-okay. So we're gonna go to Effects, Vegas, and then you want to change this to Mask Path. So it applies to the edge of the mask, okay, and then mask path again, and mask 1, okay. Still, you say, Jordan, I still got that orange there. Well, we just go to the little menu that I'm searching for right now and click on transparent. Perfect, problem solved. And ta-da, you see my effect right here. It's not animated right now. The actual animation button you're going to look for, I think it's under segments, rotation, yeah. So you see how they're kind of marching there. And that's all I got. But in order to see them, they're a little skinny, so you got to fatten them up there, feed them some good food. And look, they're all grown up now. See, now I think this is kind of what the effect was meant for. You know, it's like, come over here for the wandering sloth. So maybe I'm just really bored. I don't know, but you guys clicked on the video, so I'm putting the blame on you for this, okay? And maybe I'll make this longer than it needs to be, but that's okay. That is a-okay. Segments drop down to 1 because that's all we need, and then we get a really cool effect. See? This you could have some fun with, alright? Alright, so what we're gonna do is zoom back out, select this, and we actually want to select the mask and go like that. So what we're gonna do here in effect is just give it, it's still gonna go around the world like it will, but it's going to, we won't see it when it's down here, okay? So we'll just see it when it goes in here. So what you're going to want to do now is save your file before your computer crashes, because if you don't save it, if you do not save the file, it will go away. If you do save it, nothing will happen. So that's just a word for the wise. So we go to pen tool here. We're going to create a little base. Then we need to go, what was this? I researched this. I really did. I even asked people on Facebook, and they gave me some ideas. Apparently I gave this person a really bad heart disease or something. But to me, it seems to look all right. Maybe you, with your medical degree, will differ. I'm still waiting for you to say something. You haven't said anything since we got here, so it's been a little awkward. I just keep talking, hoping you're going to say something. So, you see, and then you go do something like that, and you don't say anything. So, you call me weird. I think you're the weird one here. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cinco, no, plus uno equals CS, 6 dots, okay? I already have uno. We're not including these two because these are cooler than the other ones. So we're going to go uno, doso, tres, cuatro, cinco, and 6. Alright, and so we're going to take this first one. This is our anchor. And these will probably get moved around a little bit. I'm going to drop this one down, make this one really high, make this one really low, and then, oh, not quite high enough, okay? And then back there. Alright, so now what we're going to do, another thing to get these little curvy whoop whoop things is when you use the pen tool here, you want to click and drag. Alright, and if you're like me and you click and drag this way, you're like, oh, it's always backwards. Click and drag this way. Then it's not always backwards. Just a word for the wise. I was not one once, and now you will be too. Now you will be wise. Now it's not like now you won't be wise. So, I really need some coffee or to get some sleep. One of the two. So, I appreciate you guys sticking along for the ride thus far. Because otherwise it would be kind of boring and lonely. Although, you really haven't contributed much. You've been kind of quiet. See, look what you made me do there. You've been kind of quiet throughout this whole thing. So, I'm just kind of... I feel like I'm talking to myself here. Now, this is the problem with using longer text. See, it needs to be a lot skinnier. This needs to go on a diet. I don't mean to be rude, but it does. You know what? Let's just do this, alright? Let's just do this. And I like the real organic, natural look it gets here. Okay. So we're just going to do that there. Alright, and I forgot to do this here. Oh. Boom. And then I forgot to change this to a Bezier curve. Bezier, how in the world you say it? I don't know. So that's how you do that. You just go like that, and you grab this guy here, and life's pretty chill after that. Okay, so I think we're good to go. It just like scaled down everything and scared me to death. I thought I lost it and I was gonna have to re-record, but we don't. So we're all good to go. So we're gonna scale this up right here. Alright, and this is why you want to scale up the original, it's not a composition, but the original layer when we start. Otherwise, it does, the red lines are down here, and then you're cut off, and you have to, it just doesn't work, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just drag this whole thing here. Alright, let's see if we can readjust. Alright, so now we can actually make this start looking good. Okay, so you told me the color for your hospital is blue. That's great, because again, like I said, that's my favorite color. So we're gonna go like that and like that. And now comes the fun part. If I don't cover up my face while scratching my eye, so you can hear me. Now becomes the fun part of actually coloring the thing and making it look good and coloring in the lines. Just kidding, coloring outside the lines. So what we need to do is, this is start color and this is end color. Okay, and I think I added a glow to it. I'll get to that in just a second. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna rewind time. Actually, we're gonna shrink this thing here so you can see where the stroke is right here, and the rotation, like I said, is what moves this thing along. So we're just gonna leave that right there where we can see it, and you can change the width of it here. That's about as high as you can go. The hardness is just like in Photoshop, you know, pretty self-explanatory there. And the start opacity needs to be Well, maybe not. Oh, I have it backwards. This is the end over here. So the start opacity needs to be kind of low, and the end opacity needs to be kind of high. So that's how you get that little trailing effect there. And I know these colors, they're just not working for me. So let's go like that, okay? All right, I like that much better. Not quite so thick. And excuse me while I sniff my nose. Where did it go? We're almost done, guys. We are almost done. Just kidding, we're never getting done. Alright, so blend mode, transparent, width, hardness, start, midpoint. I guess that's about it. I don't know why this... Oh, maybe it's too thick. That might be it. Yeah. And I think I added... I'm like 90% certain I added a glow to this. Yeah, I did. I was right. So we're going to go glow. Alrighty. And then toss that on here. Kapow. I actually want it down here because that's how it was before. Okay, and this is kind of what gives it that cool little effect that I so adequately described right there. So this effect I am not very versed in, but I do know where to change the colors, and something else that we will get to soon. So we go right like that, and I'm just doing what I did earlier with the gradients, you know, one lighter, one darker kind of thing. The screen I'm watching this on is not quite... is not very perfect, so it can be my colors can be a little bit off. So we'll see how this comes out when I get done. So that gives us kind of that little inner glow there, and yeah, I'm trying to remember how I did the little the beginning there being a little larger than the rest, and I'm looking here real quick, and I'm just not seeing it. So, you know, I'll leave that up to you as something to figure out on your own, because I can't remember, and I'm trying, and I'm just not able to. So we're going to save that again so the roll doesn't end. And what we're going to do is we can minimize all of these until we find Wandering Sloth 2. And then we're just going to time the rotation of this, okay? So the rotation, where'd it go? Apparently it was in the other menu. There it is. Okay, so we're going to... That's still a little long. Okay, I'll shrink that down. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. All right. So as the text starts appearing, we want, of course, this to be here. Okay, so we're going to put a time frame, a keyframe there, and then Wandering Sloth. Boom, that's done there. So all I do is advance the rotation till it gets there. Okay, and then we basically have it done. A little bit, oh, and we need to set where it was beforehand, right off screen, okay? And then once we get done here, we need to, well, no, yeah. We need to set this to go right there, and I think that's it right there, you know. Yeah, that's it. So it's going to keep snaking around, but we told it to stop there, so it's fine. So what in fact happens is we hit play, and it appears to work. Well, because it is working, so, you know, whatevs. Alright, so that's how you make your pulse-ing EKG thing-ing. Okay, and last thing I did to the text to make it kind of feel like it was flying in was to give it a glow, and just keyframe that out. Keyframe that to start, like to be, what are the, goodness, what is the low intensity, I think. Yeah, that turns it off. So it's pretty intense right here, and we just keyframe that for it to feel like, you know, it kind of worked, you know, something came along. See, if you watch the text, I'll turn this off so you can watch it just kind of lose the glow. I'll try and turn that resolution up for you. See, it kind of glows like that, and then it stops glowing. So it kind of loses it. It just gives it a little, you know, whoa, something happened there kind of thing. Now, it still feels kind of stuck and static, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Transform, and we're going to go to Position, again, back in the wonderful world of expressions, and There we go. I had to think of a number, and I couldn't talk while I was thinking of a number. We just type those in there, and that's just going to give the position just a little bit of wandering there. And really, these should be down to like, I can do 3 and 3, really, I believe. That's alright. And then we just do the same with the opacity, you know. Wiggle open bracket, and then 7, comma, 15, close bracket, close parentheses, whatever. I wasn't that much into math. So it's kind of hard to see with that background doing the same thing, and maybe it's really not. Maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll try that. I think the first is how many times a second, and the second one is how vibrant. So let's go back down to 4 or 3, and then we'll put this up at 12, okay? Maybe it's because I'm not on full. That might be it. Huh. Well, you get the picture. That's really kind of odd. Go back in here. I did 6 and 3. Oh, maybe I have them backwards. That might be it. There we go. See? Just pretend it works, okay? Alright. So now what we have here is, I'm going to take this down to half. So what we now have here is this cool little thing. And pretty cool. And like I said, if you need to change the text out to something else, I think I had Happy Mouse. Okay? So we did all that work to Wandering Moose to get the glow and the mask and all that good stuff. So you select this one here, select this one there, Alt, hold down the Alt key and drag that right like so. You'll have to retime the EKG a little bit, so it won't match quite up, but usually it does a pretty good job usually. So go away. There we go. See? And there we go. Now this is kind of rough. I know the pulsing EKG isn't quite how I had it in the original, but you get, I mean, really, this is about how I did it. So it's just what all I've done is really I've scrunched these together a little bit more, and I've paid a little more attention to the color and that sort of thing. So that's that. Now let's go into this is called Wandering Sloth. I need to change this back. So review time. What key am I holding down? Again, with the silence, I don't understand it. So Alt is the key we're looking for. So Wandering Sloth is what we're looking for, and we're just going to go here to Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2015.3. Let that load up, and then when I will show you how to import it, because it's real simple. And then gotta leave the screen. Wait a minute. We'll go to New Project. This new SSD I installed for all this fun stuff I work on is not quite set up right. Well, it's set up right. It's just a lot of my files haven't. A lot of the links are missing. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to import some footage of. I know. I'll go to. I will go here. I'll go here. And then I will go, let's look at these olive trees. Okay, I had to use this for a client project a couple months back. Alright, so we're going to toss that in the timeline there. And then we're going to import again going back to media files. And, well, you don't care where they're on my hard drive, do you? Where are they? They're going to be here, and then here, and then here, and then... No, I don't want the autosaves. I want this one here. There we go. Just hit OK. And it's going to ask, what the world do you want to import? I want to say Wandering Sloth because I have all these other ones from the other projects. So just Wandering Sloth. OK. And now, all I need to do is go like that. And then, there we go. Just wish upon a passing star. And then, boom, we're done. Oh, wait, just kidding. Because we set this up with a certain aspect ratio, I did that on purpose, so when I go into here, I actually am able to just scale this down, and, well, my comp didn't come through here. What happened there? Oh, you know what? I'll betcha it's the mask on this layer. See, this is what I'm talking about when you work with this sort of thing. It's all, you can't do any sort of, numbers game. You just gotta go for it, and they're all there. We go. Now that fixed. Well, it's still a little bit off. You just you know, go with what works, man. Go with what works. There we go. All right, and then boom. Okay. All right. There we go. Wandering Sloth's a little toward the edge, but you get the gist, right? Now, if you actually click on motion, you can do this. You have this cool little transform handles in here. So we can do like that, and then we can do. I always want to type in push, but I really think it's slide. There we go. See, I even type in slide and push comes up. See, that's how much it wants me to use that transition. There we go. Okay, now see, this is the way I envisioned it from the beginning. Just drag that up. Actually, that's fine right there. And all it does is just push it in from the side. It says slide, but you know, use your imagination. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right. Now what we're seeing here is if the transition take too long, and we just go boom. But that took like 3 frames. So what we're gonna do here, hop back after to AE, back over to AE, and go to where it go. You know, really, what I could do, I could just drag. I was gonna move keyframes, and I'm thinking, no, I can just do this. All right. So all I did was I just scooted the layers over and saved the file for those of you who are late to the class. So see, I didn't quite scoot it over far enough. So I'm gonna have to do it again. Oh, yeah, now I'm a second in. There we go. Alright, so now we go here, and see, we have all that time now. So this slide can actually be longer. So now what we do is, meow, still a little long, and then one more time, meow. Now see, now it's like a Where's Waldo, where's the wandering sloth? He's in one of these trees, you know, so good luck with that. And the way I animated it out was I just took the mask here on both of them and timed them right, so this one would slide like that, and that one would slide like that. We can do that real quick, and then I know you guys got to get to your next class, but we can do that for you, not a problem. Now the orange solid, the EKG is already gone, so we don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to go over here. We're going to go mask, boom, boom. We have to, tell it, hey, don't go away just yet. And then what we're going to do is just the opposite of what we did earlier and go like that. Okay? And then we're going to go back to the background. I like to hide all this stuff because I don't want people to see all the layers. I don't want to see all the layers, and it's easy for me to see. Okay, so I actually want this background to start earlier, so I'm going to go boom, and then pop over just a little bit, and then maybe I actually want it to start later now, think about it. Boom. Alright, so what we have here is this done completely backwards. Alright, and so now we have this going away and that going away. Okay, they're just a little bit off timed. So as soon as this goes, I want this to start. Alright, so let me count the keyframes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I'm 1 keyframe off. 1 keyframe off, that's it. Alright, so you know what, maybe we should give that a little more time and do like that. Alright? There we go. See how it kind of follows each other? So we save, go back to Premiere Pro, and then just watch, and I don't know quite why we're doing that. Oh, it had to update, I think. No? Well. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you these take way too little bit amount of time. I'll bet you that's what it is. If I were a betting man. Just kidding. Man, I'm getting all sorts of crazy stuff like this tonight. I don't know what it is. Alright. So that's basically how I did it. I don't know why Premiere Pro is not wanting to allow those shenanigans. Oh, because it's already done over here. Okay. So you see the timing's not done right, but that's the overall effect there. So in closing, from Photoshop to After Effects to Premiere equals finished product. Basically is how we did this today. So thank you guys for stopping by and spending all your lovely time here. And I hope you guys had a good evening. And stay tuned. I'm going to be putting some more fun stuff like this up, hopefully. And if you guys liked it, great. If you didn't, let me know why. Let me know how I can improve and do my job for me, basically. So find out why I did wrong. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. You need a video to show off your business or explain a complicated process to clients? I'm here to help. My skill and experience with video, combined with your vision, ensure that you get the quality video you need made exactly how you want. Contact me today to learn more about pricing and the video services I offer at jordanwoodsmedia.com. Jordan Woods Media, your video done your way.